J.R. Hawley here with InsureWise LLC, your commercial insurance expert, here to talk to you today about workers' compensation. What is workers' compensation insurance? When is it needed? When is it required? And what does it cover? Well, first, it's important to understand that workers' compensation is governed by the state in which you do business in. Each state has its own compensation laws in those states pertaining to workplace injuries and occupational illness. In those states, the purpose of workers' compensation laws is to provide coverage of medical expenses, of treatment of injuries or occupational illness, income protection for those who must be absent from work because of occupational illness or injury, and also limited compensation for serious or permanent injuries such as loss of limb or loss of life. The laws also contain anti-retaliation provisions which prohibit employers from retaliating against their employees for requiring the insurance needs. So that's the purpose of workers' compensation, and that is, workers' compensation is really separated into two parts. Part one is governed by the state and will invoke these compensation laws in the event that one of your employees has a workplace injury or occupational illness. Part two is to protect the employer for any liability that they might have. So if an employer is deemed to be liable due to negligence, that someone either contracts an illness or has an injury at work due to the liability of the actual employer, the employer would potentially be sued, and there's coverage there to protect that employer from that liability. So you have part one and part two to protect the employee and to protect the employer as well. It's a crucial coverage to have, and in your state, again, the laws might be slightly different, but in the state of Nevada, where we're located right now, the minute you hire a single person, whether it's part-time or full-time, even if you pay them on a 1099, the state requires that you carry workers' compensation insurance to cover them in the event of illness or injury from the workplace. So that's important to know and understand. And the way workers' compensation coverage is rated, or how the premiums are determined, are based on a couple things. One, it's payroll. The larger the payroll, the larger the premium, number of employees, and the type of work that your employees are doing. For example, someone who is doing clerical work in an office, say an insurance agency like mine, the rate that we are charged for workers' compensation for that person is very low compared to someone who might work in construction. The reason for that, it is much less likely that someone is injured in an office environment, and even if they are, the severity of that injury is likely to not be very great. On a construction site, however, the likelihood of someone being injured on the job is significantly higher than in an office. And the possibility of a very severe injury also rises. So you would likely pay more in premium for workers' compensation coverage in a construction site than you would in an office place. That's the basics of workers' compensation. If you'd like to know more about your business and what a workers' compensation insurance policy would look like for you, or if you want to look at your existing workers' compensation policy and have us look it over for you to see if there's anything we could do to help you with that, maybe improve pricing on it, maybe shop it around for you, or just really help you understand what it covers and why the premiums are charged the way they are, please reach out to us. You can reach us at info@insurewisellc.com. Talk to you soon.